something out.
Hang on a second. Let me just tell you something.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for a long time. You're talking to me like an addict. You're not answering my question.
Court calls the case of the Felicia Couchman versus Sean Perry. Your name?
Felicia Couchman.
Sean Perry.
All right.
And it's a health hazard and it's your case.
Correct. It's the home is in my name. He's been living there with me. He's had a lot of drug use, and there was a lot of paraphernalia and drugs. And on December 6th, I came downstairs and there were needles and drugs, and he was passed out. I was able to get him to come to. Later in the day, I could not get him to come to. I had to call an ambulance.
Good.
Sir, what's your position on having to move out of the premises?
Well, Your Honor,
It's out of your pocket.
I've since gotten in treatment with the doctor and nurse. We've lived together for more than 10 years now, and I was hoping that we could resolve some of the differences and move forward. But we don't have any conflict at home as of now, other than the past here. I'm basically, I did call to legal services to get some advice legally. And I'm waiting for a call back. And so I'm just kind of rolling with the punches, see what I need to do.
You do not have a place to move?
No.
So if I grant her a judgment, and you have to move out by February 3rd, you can't do that?
No, I really don't. I mean, I've put a lot of money and time into the property. I haven't talked to anybody about it. I haven't had a chance to talk to and get any legal advice. I don't really know what my position is.
And presuming since you were there for 10 years, there's some personal relationship is between the two, right?
There hasn't really been a romantic relationship for a while. But we've been living together.
Got it.
And he hasn't been working because he was having issues. He did work in the summer, but he didn't. It went to the usage.
Did you get into inpatient?
I did go into the emergency room. And, I'm not inpatient, but I'm.
Okay, sir, let me just ask you this. What other treatment are you receiving at this?
I'm getting Suboxone through the doctor.
Are you in a program?
No, I'm not in a program, but I am being urine tested.
Yeah, but I get it. Okay, I hear you. But you also understand what she's really trying to say to you, and what
I do.
And that is that she can't do that. She can't do this anymore. That's what she's saying to you.
I appreciate the efforts that he's making with the Suboxone, but I just keep going through the same things over and over again for years.
Pardon? I didn't hear your last part.
I appreciate what he's trying to do with the Suboxone, because he was like self-medicating with methadone and then heroin. but it's a pattern.
Oh, yeah.
55 years old. He chased me to the neighborhood. Just need peace. I want him to do well. He's killing me. Sorry.
When are you gonna leave? Pardon?
So I was told by Felicia that we would work something out. We were working something out.
Hang on a second. Let me just tell you something.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for a long time. You're talking to me like an addict. You're not answering my question.
This is the turning point, and you can hear it clearly. The judge directly calls out the defendant for avoiding the question and trying to control the conversation. That line, "You're talking to me like an addict," isn't just frustration, it's experience speaking. Judges see patterns, and they recognize when someone is deflecting instead of answering. This moment matters because it shifts control back to the court. No more storytelling, no more redirection, just facts. And in that instant, the case stops being about negotiation and becomes about decision. Be honest. Did you notice how the tone in the courtroom changed right here?
You're trying to direct the conversation in the way that you want it to go. Maybe, indeed, something can work out at some further point in time for her. You get that?
I do.
The thing is, it isn't about you now, except you getting out and then allowing her to make decisions and choices. If you get out and then she finds it within her to be able to accept you back in some way, some form, in some structure, that's her business. But right now, what she's telling you is you have to go. And while she didn't say this, I don't think she wants it to be in some fashion where the sheriff shows up and just starts dragging you out. I don't think she wants that. But you need, if you don't tell me when you can go and be out, I'm going to give you the time. It's going to be real simple for me.
I think month would probably be reasonable.
Ma'am, what do you believe?
I'm open to giving him a month.
You're open to that?
For a month.
Okay. Here's what I'm
But
going
he
to
has
do.
to be, he has to treat me cordially.
Pardon?
He has to treat me cordially. I'm living there in the home. He can't take this out at me, verbally or emotionally. I need him to be amicable.
Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely.
I'm going to find no tribal issue. I'm going to grant a judgment for possession, no redemption amount to the plaintiff. And I'm going to structure the writ date this way. And that is that writ may issue February 3rd. I'm not going to, the way the judgment's going to be laid out, I'm not giving the 30 days. That is going to be up to you. If you want to give him that 30 days, I've heard what you said and that you're amenable to. But I also understand in dealing with addicts that if you give that, then that's sort of the floor. Right? And in essence, what you were telling me is that he has to do certain things. So, well, being gracious and giving the 30 days, my feeling is, and the way I look at it, is he's got to earn it. And sometimes just earning that is the day to day of just treating you like you should be treated. And so what this does ma'am, is it maybe shifts the power dynamic in a way, maybe. Because you probably felt powerless to try to deal with a lot of this stuff. So if he doesn't treat you right, and you can come down, just file the paper, and I have a good memory, so I'll remember and I'll sign off on that. You got to fill out a judgment for me, okay? And then if he doesn't treat you right, I'm not going to ask a reason. I'm not going to ask anything along those lines. I will be signing off on that writ of restitution to have him removed from the premises. Do you understand that, sir? All right. So what I might suggest, Ms. Lathing, if you could get her a judgment so she has that filled out prior to her leaving the court. All right. Thank you.
This case is a powerful example of how courts handle situations where legal rights and human struggles collide. On one side, you have a defendant battling addiction, asking for time and understanding. On the other, a homeowner who has reached her limit after years of repeated cycles and emotional strain. Judge Simpson's ruling makes one thing very clear. While the court can acknowledge struggle, it will not allow it to override someone else's right to safety, stability, and peace in their own home. The conditional eviction gives a final chance, but with strict accountability. If you found this case as intense and thought-provoking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, especially whose side you're on, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.